fertility goddess. She is the goddess that is responsible for the lasciviousness that we see going on not only in our country, not only in the world, but in the churches as well. She's responsible for that. And I just kind of wanted to get you clued in. When Ahmadinejad talks about a new world order, he's not talking, Ahmadinejad is not the beast, okay? But he is proclaiming the way of the Antichrist to rise up, in his view, to rise up out of the well. That's the 12th Imam Mahdi that's going to straighten out the whole world for Islam. But there are other aspects to this. It's not going to be an Islamic republic that is going to dominate the world. And people won't be going, I don't want this, I don't want this. I promise you, when the time is right, everybody is going to get in line except for God's people and the people that He holds back. I promise you that's going to happen. And so just kind of keep these things in mind as we look at the New World Order, we look at the spiritual things that are going on, we look at the physical things that are going on. Here's an article someone sent me. TSA, Department of Homeland Security, plan massive rollout of mobile surveillance vans with long-distance X-ray capability, eye movement tracking, and more. Newly released documents obtained by the Electronic Privacy Information Center, EPIC, reveal that the U.S. Department of Homeland Security has been working on plans to roll out a new wave, that's an interesting term, of mobile surveillance technologies at train stations, stadiums, and streets. You see, because you might be a terrorist because you're walking down the street. These new technologies will track your eye movements, capture and record your facial dimensions for face recognition processing, bathe you in X-rays to look under your clothes, and even image your naked body using whole-body infrared images that were banned from consumer video cameras because they allowed the camera owners to take nude videos of people at the beach. The article goes on to talk about roving vans to track eye movements. According to a Forbes.com article, one project pursued by DHS using technology from Siemens would, quote, mount backscatter X-ray scanners and video cameras on roving vans along with other cameras on buildings and utility poles to monitor groups of pedestrians, assess what they carried, and even track their eye movements. Another project involved developing a, quote, system of long-range X-ray scanning to determine what metal objects on an individual might have on his or her body at distances up to 30 feet. We already know that the U.S. government has purchased 500 vans using covert backscatter technology to covertly scan people on the streets. This is all part of the U.S. government's new wave of police state surveillance that aims to track and irradiate innocent civilians who have committed no crime. Under the new Janet Napolitano regime, and that word is correct, all Americans are now considered potential terrorists, and anyone can be subjected to government-sanctioned radiation scanning at any time without their knowledge or approval. And don't think these efforts will be limited merely to backscatter technology. The TSA is now testing full-power, deep-penetrating X-ray machines like the one that deliver chest X-rays in your hospitals in order to check people for bombs they may have swallowed. Yes, Janet Napolitano now wants to look inside your colon, and they're willing to X-ray everyone without their consent in order to do that. Here's another one. This is from Miltech. New design of through-wall radar enables increased covert surveillance. Leading technology product design and development firm Cambridge Consultants has launched the latest, well, I like these words here, evolution of its popular Prism through-wall radar product line. The Prism 200C is a lightweight and inconspicuous device that fits covertly inside a backpack. By simply placing the device outside or against the outside wall of a room or building, the user is provided with intelligence on the location and movement of any people that might be inside that particular room. You see here a picture here, a diagram of how this thing would work, and basically what the military, and there's a whole video on this thing that showed how they would implement this thing. They would take this device that's probably just a little bit bigger than this laptop here and put it up against a wall, and they would be able to send radar images into this room or into this building and be able to know exactly who is where, what's going on, so on and so on. So now, you get this. They said it's an evolving technology. So here we have right now, we have the ability to put this backpack thing up against the wall and look inside the house to see who's there, see who's moving from room to room, see what they're doing, on and on and on and on. We will probably, it won't surprise me a bit, 6 months down the road, if we hear a story, and I will put it on this broadcast, if we hear a story that says something about they now have the ability to sit in a van across from your house or down the street and look inside your house and see everything that's going on in there, monitoring what's going on. We're losing our rights. We're losing our privacy. We're losing ourselves, our identity. We're losing everything in this country. And it's not just this country, it's in the world. It's everywhere. 9/11 started it all. It got the snowball rolling down the hill, and now we're in a situation in this country where literally everything that we do, say, think. You know why they want to look at your eyes? Because they want to be able to. You know how people can kind of read you by how your eyes move. The eyes are the light of the body. Because they have computer algorithm software, or whatever it is, that looks at people's eyes and facial gestures and can pretty much predict what they're thinking. They're looking inside the window of the mind through your eyes to figure out what you're up to. I mean, if you just kind of if you just look shifty and look shady, we got you. We know that you probably are planning on doing something that you should not do. And for the safety and benefit, for the peace and safety of everyone involved, we're going to arrest you and hold you and detain you because you might be a terrorist. Get a copy of our All-Seeing Eye video in case what I just said doesn't make any sense to you. And I give you an hour and a half worth of information concerning all the technology, all the surveillance that's going on, everything. And so we have all the surveillance, we have the backscatter technology, driving 500 vans sent out across America, driving up down the roads. We have cops looking at every license plate with all their scanners. We have scanners everywhere. It's like the government is on the Starship Enterprise, and they hit a button, and Spock now is scanning the entire planet to see how many life forms, to see what they're doing, everything that's going on. That's the Department of Homeland Security, the NSA, the CIA. That's all of these groups and agencies. They're just like the bridge of the Enterprise going, we're scanning this, and we see something going on here. Well, beam them down there and pick them up. That's the world we live in. And now, here's an interesting one, and I thought of a verse this morning that I think really applies here. Because if it is not in the Bible, it doesn't exist. And we're going to turn there here in a little bit. Why do America's police need an armored tank? America's most in-demand police vehicle is a 10-officer, 16,000-pound armored tank that takes bullets like Superman and drives 80 miles an hour. The federal government buys dozens each year for local police departments. Do America's local police need tanks? Every day, America produces a fresh batch of barricaded gunmen, some of whom want to lure police into a shootout. Roughly 50 police officers are killed every year, most in shootings and many during arrest or ambushes, which is where